Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Paula and in today's video I will share all the luxury pieces from Louis Vuitton I sold during this year. Sometime during this still current year, I did a lot of self-reflection on how I've purchased bags, what I actually use, how I feel about just having a lot in quantity but not necessarily getting the joy out of every of them. And I made a few videos of all of these kind of self-reflections and contemplations. I will link those here. But I have mentioned in those videos and in others that I have also done a lot of selling of luxury items during this year. And now we have gone to the end of the year. And most likely I will not be selling any more of luxury items in 23. So a good time to kind of wrap up all the items I've sold. And when I listed everything that I sold from like luxury items during 23, there were quite many. So I decided to put this topic into two videos. The first one is going to be all the Louis Vuitton items I sold during 2023. And the part two coming up next in a few days will be all the other brands of luxury items I sold during 23. So if this is something you are interested in, well, keep watching this one, but also maybe consider subscribing or at least coming back to see the other stuff that I sold. Because I'm not gonna say surprised, but still a bit surprised of the amount of things I found from my storage that I felt completely okay by selling. And that kind of got me a bit annoyed that I have spent so much money on luxury stuff when in reality I then ended up selling them. So I'm kind of in the mindset right now of actually trying at least to be a bit more mindful with what I buy, a bit more strict in a way, because I bought a lot of things pre-owned with amazing prices, and with those I haven't really felt so bad because I haven't spent that much money and it has been pre-owned, so not just like massively consuming new things, although if you are massively consuming pre-owned things, you are still consuming, or at least I am. So I'm trying to think a bit differently here, that every time I see a good deal, I don't need to buy it. Because otherwise I will be doing this type of video fairly soon again. Because some of these items are not that old, that I haven't owned them that long. And that kind of makes me feel a bit sad in a way. Luckily, majority of them has been bought pre-owned, but with Louis Vuitton items, quite a few of them I've actually bought from the boutique. And with Louis Vuitton, luckily I haven't lost money in those either, because for some reason their prices go up like crazy. So kind of all good there. But I have 6 Louis Vuitton items, if I counted them correctly, that I sold during this year, and I think let's just start. I'm gonna go in the order of like what I sold first in the year and what I sold kind of last. So not in any particular order other than chronological. So the first thing I decided to part with was my Louis Vuitton Shine Shawl in Greige. I bought that pre-owned myself, and I think the color still is very beautiful. The reason why I ended up selling is simply put that I feel like there is too visible monogram. I own one Louis Vuitton shawl. It's in like this dark blue navy color, and that also has the monogram on the scarf, but it's not popping up so much as it was with this Shine shawl. And I feel like my style is definitely going to the direction of less logos is what I feel most comfortable in. So having that type of scarf, there were so limited situations where I actually wanted to wear it. And I have an Hermes scarf in quite similar colorway than this silk shawl was, or shine shawl was. So whenever I wanted that color, I used my Hermes, and this didn't get that much use. Luckily, as mentioned, I bought it pre-owned and I did sell it onwards, and I think I gained maybe like 50 euros from what I spent on it. So in hindsight, not such a bad like shopping mistake. And I also learned from myself to not go for that much logo like in such a like visible element such as a scarf, because I'm not that comfortable in wearing them, unfortunately. But that is the first item. Second piece I sold were these Louis Vuitton sunglasses that were unfortunately not even that old. I bought them in 2022 in the springtime, and I thought those were the tortoise colored sunglasses I had been looking for that were missing, because I only had like black specs and I wanted the tortoise, and I thought these were like, this was it. I loved the small detail on the handle, but then I went to Italy that summer and found these beautiful Celine sunglasses, which then made these Louis Vuitton ones less preferable. So I tried using them both, but I was always drawn to the Celine ones because I just preferred how they look on me and how they look in general. So unfortunately, well, I waited until this year to realize that I'm not that person who switches out of sunglasses that often. So when I have one black pair and I have one tortoise pair, and that's kind of good enough for me, and both of them get the use. So if I have two pairs of tortoise, the Louis Vuitton I wasn't reaching, so I didn't end up selling those. The third thing I ended up selling during this year was this cosmetic case PM in epi leather with this kind of very bright fuchsia, I don't know if this is fuchsia, but kind of like dark pink color. And I found this also pre-owned a few years back, but the reason clearly was I was not using it. This was too small for when I needed an additional toiletry or cosmetic case for my longer trips, in addition to my Louis Vuitton toiletry pouch 26, which I love. And I actually did buy this cosmetic case PM for like a company, because if I'm gone for like over a week somewhere or going abroad where I would need a lot more of this type of cosmetics, the toiletry pouch 26 just wasn't enough of like space and everything. So I bought the PM size to accompany, but in those cases it was too small. It didn't fit the necessary items that I wanted to put there, so it was kind of like not getting used. But I still kept it for many years because it's a classic. But I don't have a makeup bag in my handbags when I leave the apartment, so it was just hanging around here at home. So not really something worth worth keeping, I feel like. And as mentioned, I did buy it pre-owned, and if I remember correctly, I got around the same price that I paid originally. So not that bad either. It was like epi leather, so it looked the same as when I got it, and it was in a super good condition. But now it is somewhere that it will bring more joy, definitely. Now we're entering to the first handbag that I sold from Louis Vuitton, and it is the Louis Vuitton Pochette Bordeaux PM, this beautiful vintage flap bag which has so timeless look to it, in the monogram canvas with this lovely tan leather. So it wasn't vachetta, it came in this color, so it didn't darken or patina or anything. It stayed like this. It fit all the essentials, and even though it was from the 90s, it has a very timeless look, so it worked so well now. But the thing is that, as I mentioned with the scarf, I don't want to wear so much monogram, and for some reason Louis Vuitton monogram is the one that I'm kind of the most not attracted to, which is quite funny because I have a keepall in the monogram canvas which is massive, and I think it works beautifully. I have no problem with it, but for some reason in these like handbags, I'm not drawn to it at all. And I kept the bag because it's one of a kind, it's vintage. In that way, it's very unique. I haven't seen it on anyone else, and I didn't pay that much to begin with. But when I actually was going through this like self-reflection phase of I should not keep bags that I'm not wearing. I should not keep items that don't bring me joy of just having them. So I made the decision of selling that one, unfortunately, or not unfortunately, because I haven't really missed it at all. And that's a good thing, because seller's remorse is something I don't want. And I've been selling quite a lot of things this year and haven't felt that at all. So hopefully everything that I sold were a good decisions, but so far so good. But yeah, so this bag is no longer with me, and I'm okay with it. The second bag that I did sell was this Anna clutch in Louis Vuitton's own patent leather, in this beautiful amaranth color. So this kind of rich plum type of thing that looks very different depending on the lighting. And I thought I wanted this. It was really good actually for going to concerts or for theater or opera or ballet or something, because it did actually fit my eyeglasses, because I need them if I want to see to the far distance. And every time I go to the theater or movies or whatnot, I need to bring them with me. And especially going to like the theater or opera or something where you want to be a bit more dressed up, this bag worked perfectly. But then I realized that it's the only place I wear it, like twice a year, going to the theater or ballet or something. And then I did also buy a few other bags this year, which is my previous video. I will link it here. And there are bags such as the black Chanel one that works perfectly in these type of special events, and it fits my glasses. So I kind of wanted to start using the Chanel one more than this one, and I just didn't have any use for this anymore. So I bought it pre-owned, sell it onwards, got what I paid for it, and all good in that sense. But at the moment, I only own 2 Louis Vuitton handbags anymore. I own the Neverfull, which was my first luxury handbag of all times. I have no intention of selling it. And then I have the Keep All, which is a massive piece of monogram, and I have no intention of selling that either. So I don't know, my mind is weird. But all the other like Louis Vuitton handbags are gone, and I don't know, that was like a major phase in my life. I started with Louis Vuitton, I was obsessed with it for so many years, and then just something happened, I grew out of it. Maybe my style changed, Louis Vuitton changed to the direction where I wasn't really a happy customer anymore. So all good in that sense, but it's kind of funny that I've cleansed Louis Vuitton from my life, I guess. But I still do own a lot of like small leather goods and a lot of like canvas pieces, because they are perfect and durable and all of that. But for handbags, just not for me. And the final Louis Vuitton piece that I sold at the end part of this year is the Louis Vuitton kirigami pouch in the large size. And I'm kind of not thinking that I knew that this would happen, but when I unboxed the whole kirigami set, I managed to buy it online, so I got all of them, and I made the video of thinking that this is completely useless. And I wanted the large size of them because I thought that would be a perfect catch-all in my bags, and I could fit, if I would have like a big tote bag that doesn't have any pockets or any organization, I could have the large pouch and put my stuff in there and like utilize it that way. And I did that for maybe a year or something, but then I kind of changed my mind on how I want to operate with my work bags and such, and started actually bringing a separate like crossbody bag that would keep then all my wallets and keys and whatnot. So it kind of was useless. in those scenarios, and I kept it for a long time. I did sell the 2 other pieces right away when I got it, and now I felt like it was the time to say goodbye to that one as well, because I just had no use for it anymore. And I believe with selling all the 3 pouches separately, I actually did make some money compared to what I paid full price from the whole set. So I'm not saying this is a good idea to like buy something and split it and sell separately, but at least I didn't lose money. And that's it. Those are the 6 Louis Vuitton items I sold during this year. And if you have been following me on this channel, you have noticed that I have bought quite many handbags this year. Also new from the store, which is, I'm also a bit baffled at how I've managed to do that. But something has to go as well. And I'm not so, let's say, attached to my items that if I actually have a piece that I'm not using and it's not bringing me the joy that it used to bring, then I am completely happy to sell it and like have someone else have it who would then appreciate it more than me, and it would get the use it deserves, kind of. But as this was only part 1 Louis Vuitton stuff, the second video, part 2, coming out in a few days, will then have a long list of variety of items from different brands that I did sell this year. And that list is a bit longer than the Louis Vuitton one, if I remember correctly. So stay tuned. How do you feel about selling your luxury items? Are you more into if you buy something, you keep it, and you actually are so good with buying that you make so good decisions that you never feel the need to sell or feel the urge to sell? Or have you made also more rash decisions to buy something and then just realized after a few years that maybe it doesn't fit your lifestyle anymore or something? I'm not kind of feeling bad, because I feel like my style during the past years have shifted quite a lot, and I am getting to know myself, and I'm getting to know what I actually enjoy wearing and what I find most practical. And I do understand that it sounds silly. How couldn't I know when I bought them? Didn't I actually consider? I did consider, but I don't know, maybe my mind has changed, my style has changed, and I've been lucky that I have been able to sell them onwards, and not so that they are still hanging around in my closet. That's it. Thank you for watching, and hope you join as well for the part 2, which is coming in a few days. And thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.